Okay. Day 4. Adventure card game. I'm just going to chill for a bit until some viewers come in and watch, maybe. So I'll start my timer. I'll give it 5 minutes. So today I'm ditching background music. I had some issues previously. So I thought I don't listen to music anyway when I work, so why should I have background music? If you want to listen to something in the background, you can start some music yourself. That's my logic anyway. I'm just gonna get familiar with what I actually did last time, which was Friday. Was that 3 days ago? I know I stumbled upon some bugs that I actually solved, or a few of them I solved over the weekend when I had a few minutes here and there. I will go through them. What I found out Friday and how I solved them. It's not much, just a few lines basically. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. Then I'll get to the code. Just a minute. Okay, so last Friday, I ended the stream last Friday with this state of the client. So I got a bit annoyed by attaching entities on the camera in the world canvas. So I'm rendering everything with vector graphics. I have a world canvas, which is actually the game world where I can draw stuff. And then I also have the UI camera that draws the UI with vector graphics, which is the UI canvas. And I thought I would be clever not having to animate between the world and the UI, to just attach this hand of cards here to the camera. But then I get this lag effect. So when I pan the camera like this, the hand lags behind a bit. So then I decided instead to do it proper, to render stuff in the UI camera. For example, when I hover cards. And then I realized the Y coordinates were flipped, or rather not flipped, because the UI camera is Y down and the world camera is Y up, which is Bevy's coordinate system. Which means I have to flip SVGs and shapes that I draw. Flip the Y coordinate. And I thought I would hold off fixing that last Friday and just do it over the weekend and go through the changes today. Another thing was, let's see, what was that? Was there something else? Yeah, a bunch of stuff. So I also have this custom picking system, it's called, or picking backend, where I instruct Bevy whether or not the pointer is hovering over a thing. In my case, Bezier paths or Bezier curves. The thing was, for the hand, I wanted a sub path of the actual card that is hoverable, so I can give the hover area on each card more space, basically, because the cards in the middle, or rather all the cards except the first one here, has a very small surface area that is displayed. So I wanted to overlay the hover areas so all of them are exactly the same size, which led me to trying to plot a subpath for the cards and position them at a certain position. That didn't work because I don't have I didn't implement any positioning logic for this hover shape, so that was something I had to do. What else? I think that's all. Maybe a couple of more things that I found over the weekend, not sure. Let's see. So anyway, that's the state from Friday. And what I did here, oh yeah, I did some cleanup. So my world canvas. Let's see, what did I do? Yeah, so I just consolidated some stuff. So the world canvas and UI canvas use the same, what is it even called? The same, what is it even called? I lost the word for it. Not the variables, the fields of the struct. So they name the same. I also fixed the y-axis for UI canvas for rendering SVGs and scenes. I can actually change show the diff instead. Oh yeah, here's the pixel size for the field. The UI canvas. I also the y-axis are now flipped. I mean, I'm not flipping them anymore, but in a sense they're now flipped correctly for both the scenes and the SVGs. And the scenes are basically the shapes for each entity. And in the world canvas, I added an affine to the picking shape. So this was the shape, or this is the shape that determines whether or not something is being hovered with the mouse. Before I just had the best path, but I now have added an affine. What else? Oh yeah, flipping in UI space, I also have this crosshair, I guess. Let's see. So when I navigate around the menus, this crosshair follows or animates to the button that is active. So that was of course flipped, but now it's correct or corrected. Yeah. What else? I think that's it basically. That's what I could fix when I had a few minutes or half an hour here and there. I also found some new stuff while doing this, which I might look into today. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna stream for like 2 or 3 hours, see if I can get something done. I'll probably not focus on much bug fixing. We'll see. Yeah. I think I should just merge this now, the fixes I do have. So I'm the sole developer here, so I can just do whatever I please, pretty much, with this repository. So I'm just gonna merge this, delete the branch, and then I have this setup where I have my framework. It's not really a framework, it's a very customized. So the game client is very customized, customized Bevy engine, I suppose. I have a bunch of plugins I wrote myself. I mean, I did it not mostly to learn, but I did it a lot. I did it mainly because I want to learn everything. But in the end, I realized it's just easier to write my own plugins, because most plugins out there are, the APIs are designed for a specific purpose. And I mean, it's really hard to design APIs that are general purpose. So yeah, I've wrote most of the plugins myself. Or based them on other plugins. That's the benefit of open source. You can draw inspiration from any source or repositories. Anyway, so this is my base repository, which includes the entire framework and backend and everything. I do have a multiplayer backend, specifically for turn-based games. As I come from a web background, I'm using technologies I'm comfortable with, or I like, basically. Yeah, so this is merged, which means my actual game project, I can sync the fork. So I'm forking, for each game project, I'm just forking my base repository. So I can just update my main branch in the game project. That's done. And then here, locally, I'm just fetching, git fetch basically. Check out the main branch in a sec. Just need to stash some changes. I'll pull the changes in main, check out my working branch. I'll just rebase the main. There we go. So I'm very careful when I make changes in the source repository, or rather, I try to make sure to not touch folders and files that I know the base repository is changing or owns, basically. So in the game client, for example, I have the game folder. This is pretty much where I do all the work in the game repository here. So game client, source, game. Oh, correct branch also, working branch, here we go. Yeah, so here's the game client in the working branch. And also in my backend, it's an event source backend. So some of these aggregates or streams are already coded here in the base repository, which is, for example, lobbies. So here I have a bunch of commands to start a lobby, host a lobby, start a lobby, leave a lobby, etc. See if I have a collection of all the stuff you can do. Yeah. Host, invite, accept an invite, reject an invite, retract an invite, ready up, unready, kick someone, start the lobby, of course, and leave the lobby. And all these are, I have my own RBAC system here that just ensures you can perform the commands in the event source backend. What else? Someday I will go over all of this, but it's a bit too early for that, I think, in the project overall. Yeah, so my own auth backend, very simple. No emails, no passwords, it's just tokens that are generated. I'll probably not store any user information at any time. I'll probably treat it like an address book, like a phone, like phone numbers. The IDs are like phone numbers, and you, like, if you want to add the ID and put an alias onto that in your game client, you can do that to keep track of friends and stuff, but I won't store any actual data. I just keep it easier or simpler for myself when I manage stuff and GDPR and stuff. I have some infrastructure as code of the event sourcing service or event service that gets all the commands and processes the commands and events. I do use AppSync, so I do have a GraphQL layer. Very simple, it just takes commands and spits out events. So no like models and stuff really. Just this is all that I use basically. That's 150 lines or so. Yeah, I'll go into details some other time when I feel it's proven to work for this purpose. Okay. Well, now I rebased, which means I need to make some changes, I think. Yeah. Let's see if this can be built. There we go. Now it's pixel size instead. Let's see if I can add these to a quick fix list. I think that's Alt Q. Yep. Pixel size. What else? Oh, the picking shape now has this picking shape instead. inner picking shape. Oh, I do have ChatGPT on. Hold on, not ChatGPT, Copilot. Copilot, which is ChatGPT, but yeah. It's not very helpful in this project, unfortunately. It's only good for auto-completion, but even that is annoying because it guesses a lot of invalid code at the moment. Super annoying, actually. So here, last time, I only thought about the solution, but I didn't actually do it. So what will I do? What did I do, actually? Hold on. Oh, this is the UI card. Okay. I don't even think this is used. I'll just remove that. So that's a UI camera. Here we go. Here's the actual world stuff. So this is what I need to change. Oops. And now we have that fine, right? So this is Vello, Curbo, fine. And I don't remember how to do this. Hold on. Fine. Might just be new. No, that's not what I want. I want from, no. Let's see. I'll look in Vello. In examples, actually. Fine. Maybe I just want the default one. So, oops. So default, then just translation, maybe. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so the point with this is, I'll just do a default there for now, and I'll explain the point of this. Picking shape, to path, yeah, to path 0.1. Is it called inner affine? Hold on, to path. Hello. No. Picking shape is erect, yeah. To path, hello. Isn't that the thing? While parsing, missing field inner. Did I misspell this? Oh, I see now. Semicolon. There we go. Cool, cool. Anything else? Nope. Performance, yep. Oh, well, panic. Cannot access system parameter. Event sourcing. Oh, did I remove that? Oh, yes, I did. Slash apply. Let's see. I'll just do a work in progress commit. I'll apply the stash. Slash apply. Stash. Okay, did something. Totally forgot. There we go. Okay. So here's the stash. I'm actually gonna use the stash instead. Yeah, because I even commented out the thought process with this change. So I already have that change here. That's good. Next one. Same thing, maybe. Yeah. So actually did this. Oh, and here, insert. So now I insert the picking shape onto the cards with the affine. So now they should be centered, basically, the picking shape onto the cards. Which didn't work before, but now with the changes that I pulled in from the source repository, it should work. Should. We'll see. Yeah, so now it's the center of the card that is hoverable, basically. And also the preview on the right hand side is fixed with the y-axis fix. Another bug I do have here is scaling. So if I hover the card here and I resize the screen because I have UI scaling on, the text is misaligned. Oh, also the SVG is not in the card. That's interesting. Huh. Didn't I invert the SVG? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. So I'll just fix that also. And I'll, what will I do? Do this. Make the commits like so. My repository, so I'll just force push. Actually, I don't want two commits. There. I'll start the client again, just to get my bearing straight or heading straight. Okay. So will be the SVG in world canvas. I'm just gonna close this. And here, world canvas, UI extract, no, prepare SVG. So let's see. So flip the y-axis as Vello uses y down and Bevy uses y up. I thought I removed this, but apparently not. I need to double check this. Right. Just gonna look at my merge request or a pull request. No, not this one. Or was it this one? Nope. Here. So closed, misc, miscellaneous changes. So let's see what I did here. So SVG affines. Oh, I only changed it here, not in the model to world thingy here. What about the other one? Model to world. I did fix it here. Okay, so I just forgot to fix it basically. Oh, I missed some flips. So no flipping. One thing I do have to mind though, if I use SVGs in UI, I mean actual UI nodes. Maybe I should try this out actually. So if I do a title menu, here I'll add like in the middle somewhere an SVG. There we go. And I'll just add SVG equals command. Do I have a spawn SVG? No. So spawn. I'm just gonna pull in the same code as I do for cards. Somewhere, here we go. This is it. Spawn the PlayStation touchpad or PlayStation 5 touchpad into the UI. So just do that. Yes, I want anchoring. I want the UI SVG. I want the render layer. It's a bit awkward. So the UI camera just renders layer 1. I'll do the SVG stuff. I'll load the glyphs. The API is a bit awkward, but yeah, that's how it is. I do have the SVG now, and I do want a node. Default, which is the Bevy UI stuff. I'm a bit unsure. What are you complaining about? Bundle is not implemented for. Oh, is it UI node? No. What are you complaining about? Consider annotating. Oh, good times. Obvious pairing. Nice bots. There we go. Moment. Okay. Is that a thing? I thought this was a thing. Spawn. Default. Oh. Right, that's how I have to do it. Okay. That is SVG full. Just make an ID. Let's see how that looks. Ah, there it is. So it is actually correct now. Can be spawned in the layouting, but if I, so what I want to try here, I want to try the same thing for the cursor or the crosshair. And that's cardinal navigation. So I'll just take this and I'll add it to render or spawn. There we go. Here. So I spawned crosshair. So if I just spawn an SVG here as well, happens then. Okay, so that's off now. It should be centered in the crosshair basically, but it's not. That's why I need the, let's see, UI. Hold on, did I change the wrong one? Of course I did. That's the world canvas. It's the UI canvas I want. So UI SVG, prepare SVG. So I need to fix that here. So if the SVG is freestanding, I should not invert the Y coordinate, or invert, not invert. So now the SVG is centered together with the crosshair. So this is how I want it when it's a UI node. The question is why. Oh, hold on. This is without a UI node. So this is a free form UI rendering, basically. I do want some text to try that out as well. So I'll grab, let's see, button text. Let's grab some button. Oh yeah, I do have short helper methods for this, or extensions, so I can just say wherever I am, I'm here. So if I just spawn, oh, no, okay, I'll just grab text, spawn some text here as well. This can be settings, maybe. I think that's a translation I have. So let's see if I manage to render text as well. Yeah. So the text is fine, all good. That can be rendered in, without the UI layout. Cool. So without UI nodes, everything's fine. With UI node, everything seems fine. I just wanted to make sure this SVG here in between is actually being handled correctly. Let's see. How can I test this? I want to change the size to like max width. Yeah, sure, 100 is fine, but 25 maybe on the height. So this is actually being flexboxed, I think. So it kind of makes sense that all have the same height. What if instead I also add an SVG to a button that I already have. Oops. So spawn button somewhere here. Let's do a new game. I'll just add an SVG there as well. See how that looks. I mean, it looks correct. It does. It's just that I'm rendering a button as well as the SVG. The SVG has precedence over the button rendering. It's not really a bug, it's just how it is. And I don't think I will ever do both in this way. I might do inline rendering of SVGs in the future, but that's something I should probably implement in an open source repository. So I do some work sometimes here. Oh, not Bevy Vello. Let's see, fine, render Bevy Vello here, and I know there is an issue about about what? I created this one, right? Yes. Maybe not this one, but basically there is a wish to implement or to improve the font rendering, so one can render multiple text sections and line them up next to each other. So one can, for example, just bold, or is it bold or fatten a word or a few letters. So it's rendered like an inline block or something. And I suppose SVGs should also be able to render inline together with text. So I might work on that sometime in this repository and just copy over the solution to my stuff. That is a bit more custom. But that's a future me problem. I don't need it right now. I might need it when I write out descriptions, card descriptions and stuff. Instead of having words, just have icons, which would probably be SVGs. I'll see. Future will tell. Okay, anyway. Okay, so UI canvas can render text, it can render scenes, it can render SVGs correctly. UI canvas can also render text, scenes, and SVGs in UI nodes correctly, it seems. So I'm happy with that one. When it comes to here, though, the coordinates here are, I mean, I might specify them wrong actually. I might just be specifying them wrong. I'm gonna check it out. Card. So the SVG, yeah, here I do actually invert it myself here. So if Y is down, this should be correct. Yeah. So it was just a usage error, not a bug in my canvas. Cool. Yeah. Cool. What does this mean? So what changes did I make to the canvas stuff? Basically just one line. Good times. Okay. So I'll just fix that here. What did I do here then? To do. Investigate quality of life. I remove removed UI text without node scales with UI scale, but UI scene and UI SVG does not. I should keep that. Hold on. UI SVG, UI text without a node scales with UI, but UI scene do not scale. Okay, so UI canvas. What did I change? Line. Do I see lines in the diff? No, apparently not. Yeah, I do. 744. Here. So this one should be, oops, should be removed, right? Yes. There we go. All right. Right. I can't do this. Hold on. Stash. Need to pull the latest because I merged the branch. Let's remove. I do have a short command, I think. Yeah. Git. Can do this maybe. No, what? Whatever. And check out a new branch. Check out, I have a CO. Git check out. Let's do misc2 branch. There we go. Apply stash. Fixes SVGs in UI canvas. Fixes SVG positioning UI canvas without a UI node. Origin is 2. And here, I'm just updating some. I need to commit this actually. UI text without node scales without, no. UI text without node scales with UI scale, but UIC and UI SVG does not. That's wrong. And also I need to take a short break, just a couple of minutes. Be right back. There we go.